it does a number of things that are really important. So, for example, they get a formal voting seat in the United Nations, and they can participate in every one of the United Nations bodies. Everything from global relief of poverty, the defense of the Ukraine, any issue that the United Nations deals with, Taiwan would have a voting seat and the ability to participate, as much or as little as they wanted to. That's one institution and one benefit. The same applies for the IMF, the World Bank. So they can help finance these human welfare projects around the world. They become full-fledged members of the international community. In addition to that, they will have better trade relationships with all of the countries in the world. So on the one hand, they're going to spend a lot more on their diplomatic corps because they're going to have to send ambassadors to every country on the planet. Now granted, they already have offices in all of the developed countries, and they even have a really nice office here in Washington, D.C., but they don't call it the Taiwanese embassy. So they always give a different name, which kind of lets people know it's Taiwan, but it's not formally a diplomatic embassy. So they get to participate in all the institutions. They have better trade relationships with all the other countries around the world, like the WTO. They can negotiate tariffs, for example. And in the process, they build more allies. And of course, by the same token, it blunts a bit of the Chinese influence, because the world of China is in no way like the world of the Taiwanese. One is a communist dictatorship, China. The other is a democratically elected governed society, Taiwan. So I often joke with my friends that, really, if we held a constitutional amendment around the country and we had to pick two places on the planet that would be perfect American states, the 51st and the 52nd American state, well, Taiwan would be 51, and perhaps Israel would be 52. Because their whole society, their mindsets, their history, their governmental structures are in line with what America is and what we stand for. So one can say there's a lot of symbolic value by formally recognizing Taiwan. But there's a lot of practical day-to-day value too, in terms of managing the international order, managing trade relationships, and just being a full-fledged member of the world of problem solvers.